floodgates have been opened. Hi! I've yet to make a video like this, but upon recent events and discussion with someone, I've decided, what the heck, in the past, a very distant past, before I even had a channel, someone told me that there's no point in me making any videos talking about anime because no one will care what I have to say. No one cares what I have to say. No one wants to hear your opinion on anime and characters and stuff. And to that I say, who cares? Maybe you do care, maybe you don't. But there are tons of other videos about random people sharing their opinions on stuff that people watch, so yeah, what's the difference? I haven't watched a lot of videos on anime, but the ones I have seen don't talk in depth about morally good anime characters. I guess not really. I mean, most videos I watch are just talking about an anime as a whole rather than the characters. Well, in this video I'm going to talk about anime characters. Like characters. The character. Human character. Anime. People's character. And I'm going to share who I believe to be the best anime character. The best female anime character, at least, because I tend to not be too fond of the females. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I'm a little biased and a little hard on my own gender. It's very hard for me to find a problem with most anime male characters. I don't know why. They're just typically fun. They're fun dudes. But the girls just need to stop being annoying. So, if you know me, you know I'm not consistent, so I'm probably going to be jumping all over the place. But I'm going to be talking a little bit about anime characters in general that I like, that I feel like people don't talk about enough or don't like enough or don't give enough credit. I know there's going to be a large group of people that like every type of anime character. Like if you have a specific anime, there's probably going to be a group of people that love each individual character for different reasons, whether it be shallow reasons or not. A couple of people I know disagree with me about different characters in a particular anime. So I can go ahead and get started on that because I could talk about just the characters in that for a while. Attack on Titan, I think, is a great show. It does exactly what it intends to. It does its job. I'm not a fan of each person in that, just as a fellow human being. I think each character is done well based on who the character is meant to be. Like, they're well thought out characters that stay consistent with who they are for the most part from what I've seen. Anyone who knows me personally will know that I have very strong feelings about the main character, Eren Yeager. I do not like him at all. Like I said, as a human, just as a general like his character is well done. I like it. It's well written. I just don't like him as a person, and I think he needs to stop. Whenever I start talking, people start slamming doors downstairs. I don't know why. I know a lot of people like Eren. I don't know why. I sincerely don't. Even the people in the show don't understand. Like, why do you like this kid? Why do this kid's brat? Why? Out of the three main characters in that show, I can call them three main, right? Out of the three main in that show, I lean more towards Armin because he is more of what I consider to be peak anime character. Because anime's got a lot of weird stuff, so it's very rare that you achieve that high moral standard for a human often. And even if you have a character like that to begin with, throughout the show, they will lose somewhat. Their morals will get fuzzy as they go, at least in the anime I watch. So I feel like it's rare to just have a good person, like a person that keeps their good morals throughout the show. Because I feel like Armin does keep his morals for the most part. He keeps, I mean, near the end he does get more somber, yeah, I guess, like other characters do, because he's seen a lot, he's been through a lot, but he doesn't lose his humanity as much as the rest of the people do, and he maintains his moral standards. My vocabulary is getting smaller. I was thinking about this the other day at work. I was thinking about how to word these things, and I came up with good words. I was on like 2 hours of sleep, and I came up with better words then than I can now. I know that Armin's not one of the strongest characters, and people, at least for guys in anime, people tend to go for the stronger ones because, well, what, they're cooler. And they're just like, you respect people more who are physically capable, I guess. Like, if you can beat up someone, then that apparently says something about them. But no one ever stops to think. Like, Armin, I feel like even if Armin could beat someone up, he still wouldn't. He wouldn't start fights, and he wouldn't, because he doesn't want to. There's no point.
Aaron! How could you say that to her?
I like what he says to that bully in the beginning, and it shows right off the bat what kind of person Armin is, even when he was a kid. There's no point in fighting someone who's just fighting for the sake of bringing down someone weaker. I don't think that's what he said, but that's what I'm saying. Like, those guys were just bullying him because they could, but since Armin has always been very intelligent, so beating him up is kind of all the bullies have, because they can't outsmart him. They can never be right. They're just, all they have is, I'm stronger than you, I can hit you, and then you'll stop talking. So if you look at it that way, Armin has already won, and the price is just getting beat up a little bit and then getting saved by his friends. But Armin also wishes that he was stronger because he doesn't want his friends to keep coming to his rescue because he's weak, which is also nice. And he does get stronger. He gets more competent, and he starts doing things for himself without the help of his friends. I mean, he still accepts their help, but he is capable, and he is not a burden. He achieves what he wants, in the not being a burden. He doesn't want to be a burden to his friends. He doesn't want to hold anyone back, and so he betters himself throughout the show in order to achieve that. And I think that's respectable. And like the other characters in that show, Armin has also lost a ton, and I feel bad. Like, I can't help but feel sympathy for the kid because he had such a pure, sweet dream, I guess you could call it. Instead of broadening his world and seeing what it's like outside the walls and adventuring out and seeing what life is like, the world that he did have, the small little world with his friends, his grandfather, and his parents, it got taken away from him in one day. So I can't help but feel a little bit sad because he had big expectations for what could have been, and it just ended up being not at all the life he expected that he was going to live or the life that he wanted to live. He seemed like, maybe not like an ambitious kid, but he was a dreamer. He wanted to do things, and any opportunity to do that was taken away. Also, since the world outside of the walls wasn't anything like what he thought it was. I mean, it was a little bit, but it's not the adventure he thought it would be. Instead of walking into a world of freedom and beauty, he walked into a world of war and people trying to kill each other. And so I feel sympathy for that because I feel like that was the biggest hit to the gut for Armin specifically, just because of what he wanted to do in life. I just feel like no one else felt as strongly about the world outside as he did. And it was all taken away. He was pushed into war immediately. He wasn't fully capable. He was a scrawny kid to begin with. Like, all I wanted to do was see the pretty things. And it's sad. I'm not like singling him out. I know it's terrible for everyone considered, but I'm just saying. I feel extra sympathy for that reason. I feel like it doesn't, from what I remember, it doesn't completely focus on that aspect of Armin's character. It does, like everyone else mentioned, how terrible the situation is through their eyes, maybe that's why, I don't know, maybe that's why it's narrated by Armin. I don't know. This is basically all Armin's POV, right? Like, he's telling the story. Oh, that makes it more sad for some reason. And Armin was also forced to adapt because, based on information before, Armin's not a fighter, but he was pushed into a situation where he needs to fight. And then later he's pushed into the situation where he's realizing he needs to fight people. Like, first it was giant titans, which is scary enough, but then fighting people are more familiar, and when you realize that they're the problem and they're the enemy, that's scarier, and you need to kill people. People that you know, people that are close to you are the enemy. What do you think of Eren Yeager?
Is Titan form?
No, just him as a person.
His eyes are big.
His eyes are big.
And they're a weird shade of green.
Yeah, they're a nice shade of green. You can say hi and then bye.
Hi.
I'm rewatching the show, and my dad and brother are watching it for the first time. And at some point, when Eren has to fight the female Titan, Armin says, at least for that specific situation, you have to become what you're fighting. So fight fire with fire. If you are up against a monster, become a monster, because you, as you are, cannot take on a monster. That's basically what he was saying. And I feel like Armin kind of held that with him because, like I said, he basically became what he needed to in order to continue on. And that's kind of with all of them, at least for the ones that changed. Like, Eren was kind of that way. He became what he had to. He did what he had to do in order to carry on his agenda, or whatever. In this show, I don't have a huge problem with most of the females, besides the overall fact that some of them are evil. Mikasa, she just kind of annoys me, because, well, I'm gonna be a little biased, because I don't like Eren, and she protects Eren like he's a crystal dish. But I thought about something the other night that I haven't thought about before. I can't decide if Mikasa's intense helicopterness over Eren, her obsession with protecting him, I can't tell if it stems more from just her overall infatuation with him, or the fact that she promised Eren's mother that she would keep him safe. I thought about that. I feel like it's both, but this is like a straight up obsession. It's like, I'm gonna try not to make fun of characters. Like, this is critical thinking. Factual, this is why I don't like the character. I'm trying not to get childish. But either way, she's just too fixated on Eren, and she's too driven by her emotions. I know it doesn't seem like it. It's ironic for me to say, and it's kind of funny for me to say, because if you know who Mikasa is, you know who Mikasa is, and you know how she is. She just doesn't care, no emotions. She has a lot of emotions, especially when Eren's involved, and that's when things get bad, because she can't control her emotions, and she acts on her emotions, and she acts impulsively because of Eren, and I don't like that. It makes her foolish, and she acts foolishly because she's letting the one emotion in that moment drive her to do stuff, to take action. And sometimes it gets people hurt. Like Levi, I'm pretty sure got him hurt once when they were fighting the female Titan. She also does what needs to be done. Like, if she needs to do something, she'll do it. But when Eren is involved, it doesn't matter. Like, she will protect him. And I feel like I would kind of be like that. Maybe in her situation with someone, but I feel like I'd be that way with any of my friends or any people that I in general care about. She's not like that with Armin. If Armin gets hurt, then she cares, but it's not like Eren, where it's like he falls over, he gets punched in the face once, and it's like, Eren, are you okay? Like, he can heal. Sorry, I was mocking her again. He can heal, he's fine, he can take a hit, he can get beat up. He kind of deserves it. And she can't handle it for some reason. Like, also it's kind of like demeaning to him. Like, you think he can't take a hit? She just desperately does not want him to feel any pain, and that's kind of unrealistic and a little bit dumb. I mean, I know some of this pain can be avoided, but it's kind of funny. Speaking of deserving of pain to get beat up, someone I know really doesn't like the scene where Levi beats up Aaron. This person likes Aaron for some reason, just like his character and stuff. And I don't think Aaron is a terrible human being. I mean, he kind of is later, but I don't care how good you were. If you kill hundreds of people, I was gonna say you better have a good reason. There's not a good enough reason. He killed tons of families for what? I don't even know. For selfish reasons. And I'm told it's not selfish. It's not selfish at all. Yeah, it is. It is selfish. Anyway, I'll talk about that later. The scene in the court scene where Levi beats up Aaron and like kicks him. I feel like, I don't know, that scene was kind of weird, but I feel like that was well deserved. It was kind of satisfying. Why is it satisfying? Because if it feels satisfying, then they did something right. It's satisfying because Aaron is an arrogant little punk to begin with. He may not seem like that much, and there are definitely more people that show more arrogance. He doesn't act how you would think an arrogant person acts, but he is, especially in that particular scene, because he was basically just telling everyone, believe me, I will take care of all your problems. Put your faith in me. I will do it. I'll fix it all. And first of all, it's kind of foolish to believe, or at least to try to convince someone. I don't think he actually believes it. It's foolish to believe that you yourself, especially based on what just happened, are able to solve everyone's problems and automatically become the solution to saving humanity. Because I feel like that's basically what happens. And it's kind of other people's fault too, like Erwin. Because they kind of encourage that. They're like, I believe you are the answer to humanity. I don't think so. I think that was the first problem. Encouraging his arrogance and like, because at some point, he doesn't always say this and he may not always act like it, but he believes at some point, he convinces himself that he is the solution and he needs to fix the world. And that sounds like a god complex. Whoa. That sounds like a complex of another character that I dislike very much. You are one person. Just because you discover that you can turn into a Titan doesn't mean you can solve all the problems and make life good again. That's just not how that works. And he doesn't. In the end, maybe he did something. Maybe he definitely added to history somehow. Maybe he did improve life. They definitely brought to light more stuff and more of the bigger problem, but that wasn't just him. Like, nothing in the show was just him. The stuff that was just him was mostly the bad things that happened. Even the good stuff, it was a team effort, and he probably couldn't have done it without his friends. So I think Levi beating him up in that scene was what he needed to bring him down a peg. And besides Levi's overall point to the court, I think it was good to point out that this short little man can still beat you up. You are tied down, you're getting beat up. I don't think you're the answer to humanity, the answer to freeing humanity. And I think most people would feel that you shouldn't have done that. But in this case, I approve of it. And that's why I like Levi. And I also hate the whole dynamic of, you have Aaron, Levi hurts him somehow, it doesn't have to be big, but Levi hurts him just because he deserves it. And then Mikasa gets mad at Levi. Like, I don't like that. That's also another circle that makes me dislike Mikasa a little bit more, because chill out. It's not a big deal. It's not like Levi hates Aaron. He doesn't. I feel like Levi knows how to handle people. He knows how to handle each individual person that he knows, and this is how to handle Aaron. And it works most of the time, I think. And Aaron can clearly handle a punch or two. The dude eats his own hand out of desperation. I wasn't really gonna talk about Aaron this much, but let's keep going. The escalation or deterioration of Aaron's character, from what in the end, what it seems like is just Aaron wants the two people, basically the only two people he cares about, to be safe. Armin and Mikasa. He wants them to be safe. He wants them to live. He wants to fix the world so that Mikasa and Armin can live. That's nice and all, but the thing that makes it selfish is he's killing millions and millions of people to make it happen. Now, if I were your friend, I probably wouldn't want you to kill millions of people just so that I could live a few more years. You know, let Aaron kill. Not Aaron. Forget anything else about Attack on Titan. You have this main character, Aaron. He busts down a building. He kills millions of people. He creates an army to kill even more people. People who theoretically haven't even done anything. A lot of these people are just existing. Like him and his family were just existing. Like there's other politics going on in the background, but for the most part these are just other people and families living that he's killing for a reason. Does the reason matter at this point? Does it really matter what you want to happen in the end if it takes killing millions of innocent people to do it? Yeah, they're not all innocent. People are all terrible. But still, these people are experiencing exactly what the three main characters experienced in episode 1, basically. Except some would argue that Aaron's a little bit worse, because what Aaron's doing looks like the end of the world. I feel like it's not justified at all. And Aaron also has that thing that Mikasa has, where he's a little foolish and he just acts on his feelings. I want to protect my best friends, so I'm gonna destroy half of the world. It doesn't make sense. And either way, I understand the point and the idea. It's really stupid. Either way, his plan and his brother's plan is really stupid, both of them, because there's always going to be people, there's always going to be bad people, it's always going to be people against people. It doesn't matter who you kill. People are still going to grow to dislike each other, and they're going to find different reasons to fight, probably over land. But this isn't really going to do anything. It's not going to do what Aaron wants it to do, and it's a big tell that his friends and everyone else is trying to stop him from doing it. That should tell you that this is a bad thing. So whoever is encouraging this and is like, you know what, Aaron's onto something, that's stupid. That's really dumb. And there's probably something wrong with you. You're probably just like Aaron. But if you encourage that, unironically, that just doesn't make any sense. Even his friends are like, Aaron, no, that's bad. We're gonna have to kill you now. But anyway, I could talk more about Aaron. If you want to talk about it, I'm free. I just don't like Aaron as a human being. I think his character's great. I think he's an idiot. Who's very impulsive and arrogant and, yeah, too ambitious. Too ambitious. I wish I had the energy and ambition to end half of the world. It's not really half the world, but no, I'm just gonna sit here and maybe not be like. So anyway, back to just good characters in general. I typically like anime characters that are more like Armin and are just good-willed people, despite everything going on around them. And a lot of anime characters don't really, I don't know, I feel like there's just so few that have good morals and are just morally good people. I feel like most anime characters are neutral good or chaotic good. I also don't like the basic protagonist that is like optimistic. Let's do this. But like Deckard from My Hero Academia, I'm not. He's kind of funny sometimes in a sad way, but he's not my favorite. He's a little pathetic. I feel like when people think of Armin, they think pathetic, but I don't think he's pathetic. I think in his own way, he's a very strong person One being the fact that he can stick to his morals despite an entire war happening. And he does. He sticks to his morals, and he does. He stays a good boy. Aaron is another story. Erwin. I'm gonna call him Erwin because that's his name. He's strong in every sense of the word. Kinda. He's a great leader. Armin's not really that great of a leader, but he has great ideas that people would shut up and listen. And a character doesn't have to be perfect in every aspect to be a good character. What happened to people not liking perfect characters? We don't like a perfect character. And lately you won't find many. I feel like Deku is supposed to be the perfect character, and the only flaw is that he doesn't have a quirk. But then they fixed that by giving him like 12. I can't really think of another character that is good. Not Daniel, good. Like unconditionally good. Alphonse. Alphonse Elric is the bestest boy I have ever seen. He is truly an angel. It makes for kind of a boring character, but I don't think Alphonse is always that boring. He's just sweet. He's a good boy. He sticks to his morals. Despite any situation, he does what's right. He does what he needs to do. He's also a good boy. Alphonse and Armin are probably the best boys, in my opinion, in anime. At least the ones that I've seen. There are other good characters in more realistic anime because, yeah. It's more realistic for people to just follow social norms. So even if they aren't in their heart a good person through and through, they'll still act like a good person and they'll still do good things for the most part. So if an anime is more realistic, like not all this magic and other unnatural things like Titans, you're gonna find more normal people who can afford to be a little mean. But then that also annoys me more when it's like normal and then someone's just mean for the sake of being mean. Like what? Like what drives these characters? Like Armin is just a good person. What drives him to be a good person? The fact that like it's good. He has standards, he has morals, he follows these things because he believes this is what is right. A lot of anime I watch you're not gonna find the best people in them. They're not great people. That's why. Like Armin and Alphonse are like the beams of light in the dark anime that I watch. Getting into the girls and who I think the best female is. Like I said, I tend to not like female characters because, I don't know, I feel like in anime they're just mean a lot. Really, maybe I'm not watching the right anime. But I feel like they're mean, they're kind of dumb, and they're just annoying in real life and in anime. But I like, I'll just give you this character, and because this character is everything I believe a woman should be. Basically, maybe minus a few flaws because I really don't want my back set on fire. I believe the best female character in anime so far that I've seen is by far Riza Hawkeye from Fullmetal Alchemist. She is a strong woman because she needs to be, and she's not like feminist strong, she's just strong. Realistically strong. She has a gun. She's a really good shot. She is incredibly loyal to her colonel. Colonel Mustang, my boy. He good boy. He's awesome boy. He birthed the lust. That's awesome. I love Riza and Roy's dynamic. I love that Riza is loyal to him, follows his orders. They're a team. They are a team, but she also respects his rank and authority. They've also known each other for a long time, which works a lot because they're like in sync with each other, and I think they're an awesome duo. Riza, she doesn't live the happiest life, which is why I would change some things. But based on what she deals with, I think she handles things very well. She does what she needs to. She will sacrifice herself for her superior. She is awesome. She is respectful. She is loyal. She is beautiful. I like her hair. She has a little doggo. I cannot explain to you how much I respect this woman and how much I love this character. She's not even that interesting of a character, I feel like, compared to everyone else, but she stood out so much to me. I mean, I'm sure there are other things, like, within the show that I will, like, maybe scowl at or something that she does, but not really. Not that I can think of. She is just peak female character creation for anime that I have seen. No female I've seen has really come close to this woman. She is up here. She's not foolish. She doesn't act on impulse. She's intelligent. She's been in battle and in war, so she has a sound mind. She's aware of everything and stuff. Yes. I really like her. Fight me. No one can convince me, because you don't have anything. There's literally nothing. There's no ammo you have that you could use to convince me that she is not an amazing woman. And Roy is so fun. He's not a peak good character like Alphonse, I don't think, but Roy is still, like, he's good. He's snarky. Like, it's very hard to not love Roy Mustang. He's a little snarky boy. He snaps fire. It's awesome. He's a pretty darn good leader. He's ambitious. He does his job. He does what he needs to. A lot of these people do what they need to, and I respect that. If you have to do something that you don't want to do, but you do it anyway, it's respectful. Especially if you are less capable of doing that thing than most others, but you still do it anyway. Besides Riza being best female character, I do think her and Roy are one of the best duos. I strive to be like Riza. She's great. She's so loyal. I love that. I love her loyalty. I don't know why. Just to Roy, it's great. Life goals. It's like you gotta find an idiot and follow him for the rest of your life. Because that's exactly what she's done, and it's beautiful. Mikasa, I respect her a little less because the idiot that she chose to follow was Eren Yeager. That is not good choice, not good taste. He needs to calm down. Calm. Out of all the characters, I think I'm probably most like Eren, most likely. I would do, not anything, but I would do a lot of things for the people I care about. I probably wouldn't kill a mass of other people, but I would probably honestly care more about my friends than the rest of those people. Armin is the best. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm going to go waste the rest of the day. Okay. I like how I phrased it at work. Boo! If you know who Misaka is, you know who Misaka is. Mikasa? Like the dude beats his own. But I also don't like your basic antagonist. I like Bakugo more, but everyone likes Bakugo. See what I'm saying? I don't like being piled into those stereotypes. They're not real, but